Oh my God! Arsenal just made a decision that turned the club upwards. Fans are in shock, players are impacted, and the board simply changed everything overnight. This will affect the squad, the transfer market, and even the direction of our attack this season. And no one was expecting that. What happened today at Arsenal could define whether we will fight for the title or sink for good. You need to hear this now, before the bomb hits the news for good. If you're a real gooner, stay with me. And let's move on to today's news, but first, just check if you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Arsenal the Gunners. Turn on the notification bell and select the all option. Once that's done, we'll send you everything last minute that comes out of Arsenal's back rooms. Gunners, we have a goal of likes to reach this video of 144 likes. In the last video we reached the goal in less than an hour. Prove that you are a real Gunners and leave a like so we can reach this goal soon. Attention Gunners, Arsenal have just made a decision that will shock fans, change the course of the season, and reignite heavy debates within the club. It's official. Behind the scenes at the Emirates are buzzing, and what the board decides now could define whether Arsenal will fight for the title until the end or see everything fall apart. There are star players being harassed, young promises with world star status on the radar, and a very serious problem in the attack that no one wants to face. And the worst part? It's all happening at the same time. You can't blink. So hold on tight, because what's coming could leave you floored. Speak up, guys. This is Guilherme, owner of the Arsenal News Today channel, the best in the world when it comes to Arsenal. And today, my friend, the atmosphere is tense, because the board's decision on Gabriel Jesus has just been leaked and is dividing behind the scenes. With Everton leading the line of interested parties, the proposal would be a 6-month loan, starting in the January window. The Toffees want a big name, someone with Premier League experience and immediate impact. And of course, Jesus is at the top of the list. But calm down. Before the fans start freaking out and swearing on Twitter, it's important to say, Arsenal, at least for now, have no plans to release the Brazilian. The club's official position is clear. Jesus is a key player in the second round, and Mikel Arteta has already said behind the scenes that he is counting on him to solve big games. And there's more. The number 9 himself recently said that he sees no way out now, that the club believes in him, and that he is committed to the project until 2027, when his contract ends. Translation: he's in. But for how long? The truth is that this talk of he won't leave has fooled a lot of people before. Football does not forgive injuries, and Jesus has been without an injury for 10 months due to his knee. Yes, he returned to training, but the board is worried. There is an idea of using the next FIFA date to organize a closed, friendly match, just to give the striker a rhythm in the game. Because it's one thing to train, it's another to feel a blow on the field. The plan, for now, is to hold the return until the end of the year. And if he returns to where he was before getting injured, 6 goals in 6 games, the fight for the title changes completely. Comment, I trust the shirt, if you think the Gunners will turn things around. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the club is working hard on scouting. The board sent people to Qatar to watch the U17 World Cup, and the order is clear. Find the next great star before everyone else. Andrea Berta, the new brain behind Arsenal's long-term project, doesn't care about last-minute bets. He wants the best talents in the world at 15, 16 years old, and he wants to close a deal before Real Madrid, City, or Bayern even send a scout. 3 names are on the radar. Felipe Maras, Cruzeiro midfielder, who is already being called the new Kaká by those who have seen it up close. A light, creative number 10 who has scored in every game of the tournament. There is also Lukman Tapsoba from Burkina Faso. The kid is only 15 years old, but he's playing like he's an adult. Strong, fast goal scorer. There are scouts comparing the boy to Drogba and Osimhen. And finally, Felipe ESL from River Plate, who scored an absurd goal against Belgium. The coaching staff was in shock. These 3 may seem like distant names today, but that's exactly how you build a championship squad in the future. What Arsenal is doing now is what Barcelona did in the Ronaldinho era, what Real Madrid did with Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. It's betting before the price explodes. Because if you wait until these kids explode, then forget about it. The value doubles, the competition triples, and Arsenal is left behind. So write down these names and follow along, because soon we could be shouting for their goal at the Emirates. Write faith in the base. It is believed that the young talents of Arsenal will surprise you. But not everything is rosy, Gunners. There's a bomb to explode in the attack. Victor Gyökeres, the guy who arrived to be a physical reference, that number 9 shirt who takes hits and returns a goal, is injured. It was against Burnley. His best performance in an Arsenal shirt and muscle injury, hamstring. And now it's a race against time to try to get the Swede ready for the classic against Tottenham, and the climate in CT is at maximum tension. According to journalist Charles Watts from Sports Mole, the situation is 50-50. 3 weeks of recovery from the injury to the day of the North London derby. If it's a minor injury, give it time. But if it's anything more than that, forget it. So, Arteta has to decide. Does he put the guy directly in a game that will be physical, tense, and decisive? Or do you keep him and go with improvised options again, like Marino, who suffered a lot against Sunderland's defense? Marino is good. There's technique, there's movement, but it's not a pivot. Against a thick defender, he suffers. And Tottenham will come very heavy with Romero, Van de Ven, and Dano closing the system. It's a team that knows how to hit, that stops the game, and without a strength 9 to hold the guys back, it's going to be a mess. Gyökeres, if he has the conditions, has to be on the field. The guy is a tank. He pivots, spins, fights, clears space, and that's exactly what Alan Shearer highlighted about him on the BBC recently. Declare game is war if you think the next clash will be decisive for the season. The dilemma is cruel. If Arteta forces a return, he runs the risk of losing the player for another month. If he holds back, he may lose the most emotional game of the season. And with that, he will hand over his morale to his rival directly on the table. And that, in such a tight championship, could cost more than 3 points. It could cost the title. And in the middle of it all, there's Jesus regaining his rhythm, Nketiah lacking confidence, and Havertz, well, being Havertz. The crowd can't take any more improvisation. You want a firm decision. The fans also want to know if the club will really keep Jesus until the end of the season, or if it will give in to pressure from other clubs. Because even with the public saying that he won't leave, anyone who lives football knows, if the right money hits, everything changes. Especially if Gyökeres comes back well, and that's where the danger lies. Everton, Crystal Palace, even Wolves are watching. Everyone needs a goal, and if Arsenal don't use Jesus now, someone else will. Write, I believe, if you trust Arsenal to win the next game. And while the fans are in this mix of anxiety and uncertainty, there are people inside the club looking ahead. Andrea Berta has already signaled that, if Jesus or another name leaves in July, he already wants the replacement defined. And I'm not talking about a random name, no. I'm talking about guys like Santiago Giménez, Sesko, and even Vitor Roque, who isn't establishing himself at Barca and could play on loan. These are moves that show that Arsenal are thinking big, but also running out of time. The atmosphere in the board is one of pressure. The championship campaign is solid, but the offensive performance has dropped. And if Arsenal want to face City, Liverpool, and even Postecoglou's Tottenham, they need depth in the squad. It needs solutions, not improvisation. What has been done with the youth teams, the scouting in Qatar, and the contacts with international business people show ambition. But ambition without action becomes frustration. Cue strength, Arsenal, if you think the squad will react and win the next games. And there's more. The midfield situation can also weigh on this whole equation. Because if Arsenal opens up space with the departure of a striker, they can look for a more versatile reinforcement. Someone who acts as a midfielder and false 9. And at this point, a name is already starting to circulate off the record. Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen. Young, technical, intelligent, and who could fit perfectly into Arteta's game model. But that's a conversation for another video. Or is it? The truth is that Arsenal are at a decisive moment. The next few weeks could set the tone for the season. A full return for Gabriel, Jesus, and Gyökeres could put the team on a direct route to the title, but a new injury or loss of offensive momentum could be costly. And in the midst of all this, young people like Maris and Tapsoba are being observed with a magnifying glass. Because if things go wrong with the incumbents, plans B and C need to be ready, and that's how champion clubs act. And look, don't think that the soap opera ends here. There's still a lot to happen. There's a behind-the-scenes meeting scheduled. There's a scout returning from Qatar with very hot reports. And there's a base player moving up to the main squad for evaluation next week. The bomb Arsenal dropped today could just be the first of many. So get ready, because in the next video, what we're going to reveal will blow up the Emirates, because the board is articulating a movement that involves one of the most controversial names in world football. And if this is confirmed, it could completely change the way Arsenal play and provoke a furious action in the crowd. There are big people being offered. Business people have already made contact. And the club's response? You will know everything, detail by detail, in the next video here on the channel. But before you leave here, pay attention, because now it's serious. If you've come this far, it's because you feel what we feel. You love Arsenal. You vibrate, suffer, celebrate, and live the club like us, and so the next move is yours. Go now to the special playlist we prepared, just with the latest news, explosive transfers, confirmed rumors, behind-the-scenes controversies, injury updates, and everything that involves our Arsenal. There's everything you need to be 100% up to date with what's really going on. No nonsense, no clickbait, just real information. And most importantly, there is analysis from fan to fan. Angry when you need to, with hope when you deserve it. And if you don't want to miss any news that could change the course of our season, then you need to click on the playlist now. It's here in the pinned comment or on the end screen of the video. That's where the magic happens. So come on, Gooner, click on the playlist and meet me there, because the next bomb is about to drop. And trust me, you won't want to hear about this from others. Comment now, I believe in Arsenal, if you think the team has the quality to seek this title, even with all this going on. See you in the next news, which promises to be even higher.